I found 39 tips, secrets, Easter eggs, and cool features in the new Apex Legends Season 19 Ignite update. Number 15 is my personal favourite. Thanks to EA for sponsoring this one too. Let's get into it. You can actually cancel Conduit's ultimate midway through by immediately punching as soon as you place it, and something really interesting happens. Only 4 of the canisters will be placed down, and only 50% of the ultimate will be consumed. This could be really useful if you just want to block off a small area or throw a few down to fill up an enclosed space but want to get your ultimate back faster later. One of the most effective places to use Conduit's ultimate is in the late stages of the ring. When edge players need to rotate in, you can block their entire path with your ultimate, forcing them to spend time shooting their way through your wall or potentially get some free kills as they die to the ring. There's a charge tower underneath Watson's pylon in the new Stormpoint map update, but that's only the beginning for secrets for this place. For example, the top floor has a room with a guaranteed gold item and often spawns level 3 armor too. This place is actually Watson's room, and it's filled with fun Watson Easter eggs and secrets. You can even find 3 nessies that you can pick up, and if you manage to win a game whilst holding one of these nessies, this is what happens. Nice job, well done, well done. GG dude. GG. You won with a nessie, yeah.
I did.
GG dude. That was awesome, that was awesome. Oh my god! Oh, nessie Easter egg! Whoa! Dude, that is cool. Oh my god! We just found the nessie Easter egg. That was a pretty cool Easter egg, but how about this for an Easter egg?
I don't settle. I'm not made that way. One's for the kids back in Harris Valley.
Conduit has another rare select animation where she imitates Loba as well.
One more. I wasn't always a wolf. I had to make these claws.
Alright, enough Easter eggs for now, we'll get to the rest later. Now for some useful tips. If you have Zeus Station as a hot drop, just stand on top of the middle building and have fun shooting as everyone else scrambles around for loot down below. Conduit's tactical has some very useful information to tell you how it will be used. The initial shield energy icon is showing how long it will keep healing your shield up. Technically, there is no limit to how many shields it can heal you. Instead, it just has a timer, and once that timer ends, the shield healing will stop. After that initial icon, you'll have another icon showing how long it will take before the temporary shields deplete. What's interesting though is if you take damage during that first stage, and have enough time to stop taking damage, you can still get shields after your tactical was activated, even if you started with full shields. There's technically no limit to how long Conduit's passive can last. If you're out of tactical range of your teammate, you'll keep getting the speed boost so long as you keep running towards them, even if they're on the other side of the map. Conduit's tactical lasts exactly as long as it takes for the cooldown to finish. So if you cast your tactical, the second the shields wear off, you can activate the tactical again. Oh, remember that Nessie Easter egg where Nessies show on the champion screen if you win? Well, something cool happens if you don't win too. If you eliminate a player with a Nessie in their death box, this is what happens. So keep one in your death box if you want to surprise your enemies. There's a bit of confusion about the new wingman in the care package. 95 damage seems low when the skull piercer is supposed to increase headshot damage, right? Well, the skull piercer elite hop-up doesn't actually increase headshot damage. It simply takes the base headshot damage and ignores any helmet protection. So it's better against higher level helmets, but worse against lower level helmets. With the L-Star back on the floor, here's a tip. The recoil can easily be controlled if you just lightly move your aim back and forth. You don't need to jitter aim crazily or even pull down the recoil because the base recoil got buffed. The Bocek has select fire now, and it's often better to select it in Shattercaps mode because when you aim down sights, it will automatically be on standard mode, leaving Shattercap mode only in hipfire, which does more damage than a standard shot. Every single care package will now have one slot guaranteed for a red tier weapon. So even if you're not playing a skirmisher legend, you'll know it's worth going to a care package because you're guaranteed that weapon. Okay, so you know how I mentioned that Conduit's tactical ends the moment the cooldown is available again? Well, if you have a gold helmet on Conduit, the tactical is available the moment the second stage activates, which means you can stack 2 tacticals at once, or, if you take no damage, have permanent shields from the tactical, which will never run out if you keep using the tactical again. Conduit has a fun little animation when she's sliding that you wouldn't know if you play Conduit. She pulls out a tablet and performs a selfie, probably to send back home to her family. Pretty cute, but it doesn't happen all the time. So if you see someone sliding down the hill holding something, it's probably Conduit. There's a fun little route between Lightning Rod and Zoo Station. The tunnel connecting these places even has a few loot bins, and it's a great spot to go to if you want to land at a hot drop but want to get some loot before fighting. IMC armories have been blown to pieces, but don't forget the loot inside is still high tier. The turbocharger is back on the ground, but don't forget it's still super rare. If you really want it, play an Assault Legend and have everybody drop their weapons. Then only equip the Havoc or Devotion with as many attachments on as possible. When you open an assault bin, your chance to get the turbocharger will increase massively. One quick tip about Conduit's ultimate is that it takes 4 seconds to activate once it's placed, so even if you see it on the ground, you can still walk through it before it connects and can stun you. On the other side of the fence, if you are the Conduit using the ultimate, you should be careful trying to use it in the middle of a fight. The animation will take a long time, leaving you without a weapon, and those 4 seconds are far too long of a wait to make it useful right as an enemy is shooting at you. You probably know already that if you die now and your teammate later respawns you, you'll spawn back with your weapons and your armor, but the stuff in your box still stays there. This means you can literally duplicate items. So for example, if you get red armor early on, you could just take a quick trip to the respawn ship and now you have 2 red armors. Kind of ridiculous, I would imagine they'll get patched soon. Next I've got some fun legend meta combos you have to try this season. With the Digi-threat no longer being in the crafter and Bangalore getting nerfed, you're probably wondering if it's worth taking Bangalore anymore. Well, the honest truth is, you can still find Digi-threats, and if your team can find them, you'll have a bigger advantage over all of the other teams that don't have the Digi, because you can't craft it anymore, so playing Loba on your team so you can get more Digi-threats alongside Bangalore could be really meta. So with the new respawn mechanic we talked about earlier, playing Crypto is going to give you some big benefits. You can easily remotely collect your teammates' banners with Crypto's drone and also remotely spawn them back in, and now they have weapons and armor, so you won't have to worry about people trying to hunt them down as much when they get back into the game. You could even combine Crypto with any support legend so that you can get more respawn beacons from support bins or craft banners when they expire to keep your team in the game for even longer. Another fun legend combo is Conduit and Catalyst. Late game using the Catalyst wall is still really powerful even after the nerf, and throwing a Conduit wall alongside it will mean anybody that tries to be sneaky enough to push through the Catalyst wall will now get slowed, blinded, and take damage. You can hide behind Conduit's ultimate batteries, bullets won't go through it, and they soak up 250 damage before being destroyed, so yeah, ducking in and out of cover of one of these things is gonna save your life in a lot of situations. You can now use hollow sprays when skydiving, not that much of a tip, but fun if you want another place to show off your hollow sprays. Now that Storm Point is back, quick reminder that you can do this on the Stormcatcher gravity cannon. I just want to bring everybody's attention to this next thing. There are now 2 Nessies in the firing range that nobody has solved. The blue Nessie from before and another brand new red Nessie. I'm sure nothing will really happen if you find them all, but it's pretty fun to think the new Nessie Easter egg puzzle just keeps growing and growing in the firing range. You can now ping on the map itself and even double ping it to ping a more specific enemy location so your team know exactly where an enemy is that you've spotted. And on top of that, you can now reply to other pings from your teammates by holding down their ping on your screen. Another tip most people forgot about now that we're back on Storm Point, these flyers have really good loot, and there's tons of them. If you shoot a few down, you're going to come out with a lot of good high-tier equipment, whether that's helmet, backpacks, or armor. And even if those items are in the crafting rotation, they'll still spawn on the flyer loot. So if you need a backpack but don't have the crafting, this could be a good way to do it. Another thing is this gravity cannon has moved and you can now quickly rotate out of Lightning Rod. Another rotation that's really cool, it takes you from Zoo Station to Pylon in a very short time. They added a Kings Canyon sniper tower to Coastal Camp, so if you like snipers or marksman weapons, you should go there because all sniper towers have guaranteed snipers and marksman weapons. And interestingly, if you activate the tower, you get a view of Watson's Pylon. Echo HQ has an underground area filled with loot and lots of escape options in case you need to escape when on low health. If you hit the back of the gravity cannon in Echo HQ, you'll conveniently land on top of the big rock that gives you a head glitch into Echo HQ. If you found that useful, check out 53 more tips you probably don't know about in Apex Legends.